Hi teachers, here's a quick video to help support you with using the Share In feature on Raz-Plus. So this is important for cases where you want students to be shared across multiple classes or multiple teachers. So for example, if you're a literacy support teacher or an RSP teacher, this is how you'll go about to create a roster in Raz-Plus. So underneath this main header bar, you're going to see the option here to share in students. This is where you'll want to go to start creating your roster. Now I want to just point out that I'm in a training or a demo account, so the students that you'll see listed here are not our Harupa students. The process is the same, but I just wanted to point that out so we don't have to worry about any confidentiality with student information. So you can search for students and add them to your class a couple of different ways. You can simply search by the student's name. You can also go by the teacher's name. And then the last piece you'll really want to check is to make sure that your school site is listed here under organization. So I'm going to go ahead and search by student name. So my first student is Bobby. So I'm going to look for Bobby. When I type his name, you see Bobby Moe is here. I simply add the plus. I click the plus and it adds Bobby to my roster. And I'll show you where he's at in just a minute. And now I'm going to look for Enrique Chamorro. Let me go ahead and add Enrique to my class as well. And now I'm going to select Kelly. Here's Kelly, and you can see the plus turns to a check once the student is added below. So I'm going to add 5 students to my class. Let me add Latricia. Here's Latricia. And lastly, Ralph. Okay. So now I have added these 5 students to my class, and I'm going to go ahead and head back up to the main bar and click My Classroom. So when I click on Class Roster, you'll see that these students have now been added. Here is Bobby. So I'm going to go ahead and check my 5 students because they're all part of the same reading group. So I also want to show you how you can place them in that reading group. Here's Enrique. Let me grab Kelly, Latricia, and Ralph. Okay, so I have my 5 students selected. Now I'm going to go right up here to where it says group, and there's an edit option right here. So once I click that, it's going to have all the groups that I've created. So I'm going to show you how to create a new group, but this is also where you would go if you already have created groups, just to select them. Because I'm in a demo account, obviously there are way too many groups listed here. So I'm going to shrink this down a bit just so you can see where that spot is to add a new group. So once I click that again, my students are clicked over here on the left. If I want to create a new group, I just type it in the empty box down here. So maybe I want to call this my early reading group. So early reading, so I'm going to click add. And now you'll see it's checked. So when I move away from here, you're going to see those 5 students who I was editing have all been placed in that new group that I just added. So that's how you can add a group from the main page and select students to put in that group. So now if I want other students to also be a part of that group, it's as simple as doing that same thing. If I want, for example, Emmett does not have an assigned group yet. Let me go ahead and make this screen a little larger now. So if Emmett doesn't have a group, I'm going to select his name. I'm going to go over here to edit. And now you can see it's also available here on the left-hand side. I want him to be part of my early reading group. So once I click that, you can see it's there. I can save this information and exit out. And Emmett is now part of that group as well. So that's how you can start to create rosters and groups using the Share In feature. The other thing is once you create your roster, this edit option is also going to be helpful because you can send messages to your students and you can remove them from your roster. So it's very fluid. So if your groups do change throughout the year, this is how you can remove students, and then we just went through how to add them. So hopefully that's helpful. Thank you.